right. This is session 8 of the Ultraviolet Grasslands. I think we have is this the same crew we had last time? We have Favorite Modan, Apate, and no, we don't have Modan. We have Apate Magazine and Adiron. That's right. No bean farmer today. Um, cool. Let me see. From my notes, a few things that we did last time. We started off at the Porcelain Citadel, sold some beans, paid off a little bit of debt there, fixed some stuff, picked up some mod jobs, um, took a trip over to the last Sarai, met a little froggy guy on the road who traded a very dangerous gun for one of Adiron's arms. That was pretty cool. Let's see, hit the last Sarai. Made a great deal on some odd fruits with Satrap 117 catalog. Cleared off some more debt. There was a lot of crying because of Ma. And the other one, we went to the Giving Cow, had some drinks there, touched the cow, talked to what was his name? I just wrote his name down here just a second ago. Talked to the last Sarai, Zuna Name Lost, who is the biomancer and proprietor of the Giving Cow. Um, Highlight those names so I can read them easier. Yeah, I did a little tried to talk to the cow, but it's not a really cow, it's just an organ. So best you got is that it's warm. And did some more repair jobs there for Sulmar Celestine, who's a trader from the Violet City who immediately took off again. Did a little bit of market research, a little bit of trading, a little bit of bookkeeping, and yeah, I think that was the time there.
So
Anything?
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
Since Apate was going to teach Aderon some things,
Yeah,
did we have a chance to? Because I know I got a 1/4 skill at the
yeah,
last stop by following Phaedrid. Is there something that Apate or
yeah,
Apate can teach me
yeah. Let's get you another
from her dreams?
yeah. Do. Where am I here? PG. That's what I want the screen. Cool. Yeah. We can have you do a study roll. Uh,
Okay.
it's page
Give me
4, right?
1 second. Find.
Great. A study roll looks like 2, 3, 4. Skills study. Yeah. We're gonna make I think it's gonna be a thought roll. So it's a D20 plus your thought,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we'll see what we learn.
Okay. Maybe I need to refresh. Oh, I know. I didn't put anything in. That's why. It's harder if there's no die. Okay, so plus my thought, that's a 19.
Great, great. That is another success. So you're halfway there.
Oh, well, this wouldn't be for merchants. This is whatever Apate would teach me about her dreams.
Oh, was there a specific?
I don't know. That's up to Apate.
Oh, Apate. What do you think? Like, you know what? I'm going to make a note for that, and I think I have an idea, but we'll see how it comes up.
Oh, that's
Uh,
never a good
what, what do you
Use.
mean?
Great, great. Um,
So,
cool. That's
so
happening in the
should I
background.
describe something, or did you want it
If you want
to
to describe something, yeah, I have
be
I have a
honest?
vague
Yeah,
idea, but I'm happy to let it be colored by whatever you got.
sure. Yeah, what Epate will describe to Aderon is now let me tell you um about a monolith that I met one time in my dream. I was walking in a desert, you see. A desert quite like this, but somehow different. The colors, perhaps, or maybe it was the smell. And looming in front of me suddenly, but I knew that it was always there. It was a monolith. It jutted out into the sky. Um, it was a soar, I think, upon the land, but yet it was also a song. So I sang to it because I thought that was what it wanted. And I sang back. There were 1,000 gears that clicked together, and I tried to mimic its voice, but I could not. And for a moment, there was harmony. And then I woke up.
Amazing. I know exactly what that is.
Oh, good.
Well, that
That's
makes
great.
one of us.
That is
Yeah,
an
literally only one of us.
an amazing.
Oh, Boko's the one
Uh,
whose truck magazine fixed. I thought that was who did I think that was?
Oh, am I wrong?
I
I
wrote
don't know. I
down
just
that was Salmar Celestine, I think.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. So
unless
Boko's still
Boko's still an unknown.
No, we don't know who that is.
Oh well.
just an orange
It might
letter.
it might have just been a name that I rolled up and then didn't do anything with, so that's fine. Um everyone should have back up to one hero die except for Phaedron, who gets 2 more hero dice, up to 4, I think, because you're all at first level except for Phaedron. Anything else that y'all remember from last time that I didn't touch on?
So do we get experience points just for attending the session or not?
Just for explorations, and we're just doing explorations and carousing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
get hero dice for you get a hero die every session and a hero die basically every hour or two. So I usually just do 2 up at the top, but you can only hold as many hero dice as you have levels. So if you're level 1,
Right.
you can only have 1 hero die.
Gotcha.
But y'all are
I'm very curious about if Aderon has a reaction to this dream
yeah.
Oh
that
yeah.
Epate described to you.
I was trying to speak, but there was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So Aderon says, "Oh, that is most amazing. You are a very wise teacher, Apate. Can I follow at your footsteps and learn?"
Yes, yes, I am very wise. Yes, you may follow.
And about 15 minutes later, he goes over to Phaedra and he's like, "Phaedra, Apati is teaching me about monoliths. Is is there a way that monoliths um, can help me with my merchant studies?"
Phaedra is slightly taken aback by the question and says, let me think about that.
Thank you.
I suppose if there was a well-known monolith somewhere that had people coming to it for some reason, that might be a good place to set up a shop.
Oh. And then Aderon just walks away because that's about as far as it gets in Aderon's brain.
Phaedra just kind of like walks Aderon, walk away without a word, and just shrugs his shoulders and then goes back to whatever the hell he was doing.
And the camera pans to the immense green monolith just slightly in the distance.
Oh, is there a green monolith in the distance?
There is, but nobody goes to it. There's the ignored tower. That doesn't mean you can't go to it.
Aderon would suddenly
It doesn't
look
mean
up.
doesn't mean we can't go to it. However, it might mean that we shouldn't go to
you know,
it.
Gotcha.
you shouldn't go out here anyway, so that's fine.
Aderon doesn't know.
We've spent a week. If you want to stay in crappy quarters, drop 4 cash on that. Otherwise, if you want to stay in some respectable rooms with hyper realistic paintings, that's 100 cash. So decide what your quality of life is this week.
I'm gonna stay in the nice place.
Yeah.
What's the crappy? 40?
Or what?
4?
4.
Yeah.
In
It
the
beats lying on the ground.
in the people with jobs quarters.
Yes, a job.
Generally unpaid jobs. Cool. What about the other two?
So is there any disadvantage to just staying outside?
Not really. It might be more dangerous to kind of camp out in the caravan with the animals and whatnot.
Okay, I think Aderon will camp out in the caravan with the camels and their green brick because
Fantastic.
that keeps us light, or it keeps us warm, rather.
Oh yeah, right. I also took the liberty of slightly rearranging some of the stuff in the caravan sheet. So all the people are up top, our employees are at the bottom, and then the beasts and vehicles are kind of separated into carts and cart carriers, make it a little bit easier to on the eyes. What about Pate?
Ipate will also stay in the Cappy quarters
Cool.
because the true joy is in the dreams.
It is, isn't it? Mm. Oh, that's great. That's great. Perfect. I see some Instacart coming. Um, cool. Um, Aderon. Got this right here. Yeah. Um, so many PDFs. So while you're camping out,
Can I make a slight note?
yeah, yeah.
Whatever money I have, I stick it inside my body.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic.
My brick is in my bag, but my money is in my body.
Great. Um, yeah. I think one evening while you're camping out, you are in a position to see um, a satrap, an orange satrap, being kind of hustled along by what looks um, security guard golem type things. Um, they're like some sort of biomechanical, looks like security droids, basically.
Hmm.
And the satrap seems cheerful enough as far as you can tell without being able to see his head or face. Um, and they kind of hustle him into a nearby meeting pod. Um, you don't see anyone else go in. And then shortly thereafter, a nearby fruit vendor explodes. Um, Nobody seems to be concerned about this. There's some cleanup afterwards. Um, there's some talk about like static overload because this place is surrounded by this big static field.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's just something you observe while sleeping in the rough there.
Okay, I am going to report that to Phaedra the next time I see him. Because it makes Aderon wonder if fruit is forbidden.
It was very valuable when you sold it.
It wasn't the same person that was it the same guy
It was
that I
not.
sold the fruit to? Okay.
No, you sold it to a yellow satrap.
I sold it to a yellow satrap.
Yeah, that was satrap 117 catalog. I was quite pleased with the transaction.
Yeah, and I also want to make note of the building that they were taken into.
Yeah, it was like there's like meeting pods, so where like people can go and make deals in private.
Okay.
Cool. So it's a brand new week. Um,
Do we want to hang in? Do we want to hang here more, or do we want to continue? Do we want to move on?
yeah, you can hang out here. Nearby things are there's the Waystone to the west. There's the Porcelain Citadel where you came from. There's the Potsherd Crater, Potsherd Crater back towards the east. And of course, if you want to the northwest, there is the death facing
Death facing passage,
passage, which is a shortcut. Yep.
which they really don't recommend.
Nobody recommends that. And in fact, as you're kind of going about your business over the week, kind of scuttlebutt around the about the Sarai is that there are kind of rumors flying around about the trail between here and the Porcelain Citadel, about how the trail has been kind of like overrun with like wild vomes, about how the like neither this static barrier nor the golem guardians at the Citadel are able to prevent them from coming in because they've got some new disguise or something that lets them pass. You know, it's just not safe to travel between here and the Citadel anymore. People are kind of freaking out a little bit because that's a big trade route. That's a big deal.
So during one of these conversations, Aderon will walk up to the people conversing, and they will say, "Has it occurred to you that if the Vomes can get into the city, it is not the trails that are dangerous," and then just walk away?
Exactly. See, and it's like a rainbow lander talking to some princes. Like, this is what I'm telling you. It could be any of you. Do you know if you've been compromised or not? Yeah, people are having a hard time with that because that's a major trade route.
I'm starting to wonder if we need to do something about that vome pool.
There's also I mean, there's a bunch of stuff to kind of just explore around in the main Sarai building, which also kind of has a big green monolith. There's also the Harmonium, which is kind of where all the princes hang out here. There's the trading house of the Rainbow Landers, where you found the Giving Cow. There's a few more places in there. There's the final embassy, which is where the satraps mostly congregate, and of course, not too far away, the Ignored Tower.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Are folks interested in maybe exploring here some more, or do we want to start? Do we want to head out toward Waystone? I could go either way.
Got to get far
If we
as
got-
far away as possible. We should get as far away as possible.
So,
May I say that it seems unuseful to have our back trail continue to follow us and disappear?
and and Phaedrid says, the thing is, I think I've got a good idea as to what's causing the Vomes to be able to get past these defenses. It's a little out of my wheelhouse, but
Really, Phaedrid? What is the reason?
when I was last in the Porcelain Citadel, one of the princes, blanking on his name, he was was that Lithophane 4 Dyad?
That's the one that was terrified of Vomes. I think it was Many Cracks that sent you on.
It was Many Cracks 5 Body. Yeah, that was the one that was the one who I needed to scroll up a little more. One of the porcelain princes who goes by the designation Many Cracks 5 Body, hired me to follow up on a rumor that he heard that there was a strange pool of quicksilver near the Citadel. A companion and an associate of mine and I went up there to investigate, and at first we found this pool of quicksilver, which isn't really quicksilver. It had something to do with vomes. And at first, through observation, we thought we had come to the conclusion that this was a pool that was that if a vome became exposed to it, it would clear the vomish infestation, which we thought was pretty interesting. Part of the deal was I was to take a sample of the pool and bring it back to the Citadel, which I did. Long story short, we were on the trail of vomish dreams several weeks later, and we realized that this did not cure vomish infections, it hid vomish infections. And those who were exposed to this pool, vomes who were exposed to this pool, were then able to get past anti-vomish defenses and spread the infection unawares. I thought it was a good idea to get out of there. But if this is causing a big problem, I'm wondering if we need to actually do something about it, and if that is, and if so, I don't know what. The other thing to do is go, I mean, if it's back there, the other thing we can do is go that way.
If we go back, can we buy more fruit?
Probably. It's just that the trail has apparently become very dangerous.
Perhaps we can speak with someone who is very invested, the most invested in this issue.
You know, that's a good idea. Maybe we can talk to someone who might have some expertise on dealing with this sort of thing. If nothing else, someone who could, destroy or disinfect or otherwise get rid of this quicksilver pool. Now, it seemed for all the world like it was kind of bubbling up out of the ground, but I don't know. I didn't investigate that far. I simply took a sample and returned it to Porcelain Citadel, which, now that it comes to mind, makes me think that bringing that sample back to Porcelain Citadel might have been a terrible idea. If it's now infecting people in the Citadel itself. But again, I was hired to do it. I did it. It didn't seem dangerous at the time.
I wonder if there is a market opportunity here. As you have been teaching me of markets, is it not a valuable good to understand this threat and be able to either remove it or deliver a material sample to someone who can investigate it?
That is not a bad idea.
There ain't no market when you're dead, though.
That's not a bad idea at all. Yeah, I don't really fancy myself a hero, but at the same time, this threat is clearly threatening trade opportunities.
I have another question.
Please.
Is it possible that Apate's weapon from the past might disable vomes?
I'm sure it would.
It definitely would.
Let me tell you, Aderon, this weapon of ours will destroy many things. Possibly ourselves.
Well, be sure you pointed at the thing you want to zap.
Would there be any value in capturing a vome to test?
To test the weapon, I would imagine that if we decide to go back in that direction, we're probably going to meet some on the road and be able to put that weapon to use.
So
I've dealt with
out of
vomes.
character.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh no. Out of character, I'm interested in finding someone here.
Mhm.
Sorry to pull us out of roleplay,
You're good.
but I think out of character, I'm interested in finding someone here at the Lacerai, to speak to you about this and maybe get more information or like see if we can get a quest, or something. Otherwise, I'm happy with heading back, which seems like the that was a thing that was being suggested.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
you
heading
can
back
do
to,
two for one. You can
yeah.
get a job and go back too.
Get a job
Yeah.
and go back and do some more trading.
Yep. Get more
I
fruit.
like I like the idea. Let's ask. Agatha, I like that idea. So back in character, I think let's. I think we should talk to. I think we should attempt to talk to some of the like leaders around here
Mhm.
who have a vested interest. Share what we know, and because I know where this thing is.
Hmm. Hmm. So, power structure wise, it's pretty heavily porcelain prints with a large contingent of satraps and a good sized chunk of rainbow landers. Um, just from what you know of like the landscape, rainbow landers are probably like okay with that that path being not great because that means more trade up and down from the wireless city. I think both the satraps and the princes are losing their shit about it.
Got it. Hold on, let me take a look at the map. What's the other way here? Got it. Okay, yeah. So the Rainbow Landers might be well, this is opening up the other route that goes to Potsherd Crater, Low Road, and High to Violet City.
Mm-hmm.
um, but at the same time, a vome, basically cloaked vomes, might be if they get like powerful, they might pose a threat to the Rainbow Lands.
Yeah, do
They're
everything.
not that far. I'm not ready for the next phase of evolution here, so that's okay with you. Other thoughts? I like the idea of trying to talk to maybe a coalition of the princes and the satraps.
Mhm.
Maybe get together a force and or some people that have access to like better weapons than we do, and we act sort of as a guide to lead them there, and then let them do the actual fighting. So I got some magic that's effective, but um, you know, I'm not a battle
Yes,
mage.
that is
Do Vomes
wise.
negotiate?
Not typically. They are generally like I'm not going to say mindless because there are lots of theories, but they're generally very hostile, usually on site. However, they did meet their
We
friend whose name
we
is
did meet what was her name? Farfallon? No.
Farfallon,
Farfallon. We
who
did meet
was a
Farfallon,
Vome.
who was a Vome infected human.
Yeah, and you talked to her before she hit the pool, and she was not immediately hostile. We had a lovely conversation with her before she tried to stuff some uh, computer
Vomish
worm in her
gunk into
computer.
Vomish gunk into oh god, I'm blanking on the character's name.
Modan.
Yeah, yeah, tried to shove some Vomish gunk into Modan's ear. Out of character. I'm imagining that scene from Star Trek II, The Wrath
Yeah,
of Khan.
exactly. They're more like the tracker they put in Neo in his belly button, only in the ear instead. Like that same, they're like, yeah, super gross. Cool. So who do you want to go talk to first?
I want to start with the satraps because I
Mm.
don't like. I mean, I'm happy to deal with the princes, but I don't like. I mean, their whole shtick is, shall we say, distasteful.
Yes, I agree. Is everyone down for that? Cool. It sounds like we want to go to the final embassy then. So the Sarai is a big place. It's a 2 hour trip, not a big deal. This is a this is the like easternmost. This is the farthest towards the Rainbow Lands outpost of the Spectrum Satraps. This is kind of like their embassy here with Rainbow Landers, but mostly the Porcelain Princes. Um, they have outside the embassy. There are two large, very large, heavily armed walkers. I can give you a little picture of them. Here, this right here. They look like this. And those hang out by the embassy. They are permitted here by the Porcelain Princes. And like as you travel, and talk to folks along the way, it's kind of an open secret that they carry out some what's the word for it? Phytomancy, I guess, light magic, dark light magic somewhere in there. So there it says there's an invasive security protocol to enter. Everyone gets 25 XP just for going. So that's a bonus there. Yeah, let me get you a Satrap to talk to here. Is there someone we want to talk to here? Great. Fortunately, I put together a Satrap generator. There it is. Boom. So after getting, and you see more of these, what do we call them? The personal protection necroamblers, like the biomechanical security things. There's more of those around here. It's pretty standard. It's not, it's for your own protection. And you state your case to whatever functionaries are there, and you are sent in to talk with an intermediary. This is, I thought I had a color of that. This is Satrap 26 graduate. They have a like a lime green suit, and they have the same vocal setup. You're brought into this building is kind of like made out of the same dry stone coral and whatnot that the rest of the Sarai is made from, kind of like built up out of the ground. But this is like as functional an office, like a government worker as can be expected in this kind of place. And yeah, so they what are you proposing to them, or what's the pitch that you're giving to them?
So before we get started, with the Rainbow Landers, is there a color and or are there status markings to be a non-aligned functionary?
So Rainbow Landers are the colors are more of the lands themselves.
Yeah.
The humans there are of all shapes, sizes, colors, and looks. So there's not really there's probably what we would consider of as status, but again, that's dependent on context. Like some guy wearing a nice suit might be a status symbol to someone else. It might just be some dickhead to someone who wasn't interested in that power structure. So it is a very varied diverse.
Okay, because I want to shift to being I will actually shift to silver.
Fantastic.
And if there, I will try to use my protocol knowledge, and then maybe I can make a roll to present myself as a non-aligned functionary.
Yeah. And they see a lot of traders here, so like there's I think the assumption of Rainbow Landers by both the Satraps and the Princes is that they are aligned primarily with making money. They're not aligned with any particular faction or whatever, just whoever. If they represent a trading guild or something, it'll be apparent. But I think they all have a similar view all rainbow landers across the board. But yeah, tell me what you're telling and or asking a 26 graduate.
Um, I'm just going to. This isn't in character. I'm just going to describe.
Yeah.
So Phaedrid makes the case that these rumors about cloaked vomes are true.
Mm.
Phaedrid has observed a phenomenon that he didn't recognize at the time that seems to be able to transform a vome into something that looks like it ain't a vome and seems to be able to get past anti-vome defenses.
Mm.
I thought it was the opposite when I first encountered it. I thought it was a cure for vomish infections. It turns out it was far, far worse than that. We didn't realize it was the case until I didn't realize that was the case until an animal companion that we had that we thought was a cured vome turned out to actually be a vome when it attacked us.
This all checks out with the intelligence that we have, the reports from other travelers.
I know where the source is. I've been there. I propose like acting as a scout. I would propose hiring God, what was the name of our company again? I would propose I am willing to hire Triumph Ventures as a scout to lead an armed contingent to deal with this threat once and for all.
Hmm.
We're not a military force by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, we can handle bandits, but we can't handle like this sort of threat. But I'm guessing that you would be able to, I'm guessing that your forces, I'm guessing that you would be able to marshal some forces.
It might be pointed out additionally that were you to do this gesture, which is in some ways contrary to your own agenda, it might earn you some value with the other factions here.
Because protecting the trade routes, I think, would greatly increase your status.
Hmm. Have you seen our walkers outside?
I have indeed.
That is the extent of our forces here. Can I get I'd like a roll from you with charisma. I think you can add your marketing engineer as well.
I can add advertising. Okay, yeah. Charisma.
Can I help? Is that a mechanic in this game?
You can. Let's see what we get first. I think we can add your help.
Got it. So being skilled is I forget that's a plus. Being skilled is +3.
+3. Yeah, so it's gonna be a +5.
Okay, and my charisma is 2, so I'll be at +5 on this. So let's see what happens. I rolled a 19 on the die.
That is really good.
+5 is a 24.
Would you still like to help?
I cheer in the background in silence.
Great. So while
number one, we're number one.
While 26
triumph,
graduate is
triumph.
While 26 graduate is kind of reflecting back what you've told to him or them, it's hard to tell. There are a few things that your keen eye notices, even though your training is in with humans, and there's not a lot of tell in a satrap. This was a difficult test, and you nailed it. A few things that you can pick up from their demeanor. Like they said, they already know pretty much everything that you've told them from other sources. And worse, it's you imagine from his reaction that they believe a lot more than you've told them. They think the situation is much worse than you have seen personally. The other thing that you pick up is that they reference the silver liquid in the pool, and you don't remember describing it in that way. So
they seem to know more. They seem to know more than they were letting on.
yeah, they let slip that they also have knowledge of this from somewhere else, probably. And then the thing he will tell you out loud is that although some satraps have made very good short-term profits with this unfortunate situation, this is the easternmost reach of the satraps, the trading area, and they have routes that circumvent this. It takes a little bit longer, surely. Um, in this area, satraps are spread kind of thin. And who knows how long this will last? Maybe it'll resolve itself. Maybe the princes are already mobilizing. I think he thinks it's in his best interest and the satrap's best interest to continue or increase the trading, from the citadel through the southern routes. Probably not so desperate as to go through the death-facing passage just yet, and wait and see. Winter's coming, so trade is going to die down for a bit anyway. I don't. He doesn't express that he is super concerned about it, and you can tell that they are very genuine in their
Okay,
what they're telling you.
got it. Okay, so they know about it, and they've decided it's in their best interest to
not worry about the trade route.
Not worry about the trade route.
Yeah.
I assume they're worried about vome. I assume they're probably worried about vome infiltration.
Yeah, possibly. Although they have certain protections against this, right? They their bodies are spacesuits, pretty much.
Or at least they never leave. They never take the spacesuits off.
We don't know. They there was probably like a functionary, probably a rainbow lander they have hired and kind of like waves them out, and the door closes and they stand up and kind of ponder for a bit and say, "You know where the source is, though."
I do. I've been there.
And I am to understand that it is possible to collect some of this source and take it away from its source.
It is indeed. I brought some. I was hired to bring some back to one of the porcelain princes.
The princes have it.
Yes.
And he goes like still and quiet for a moment, but maybe there's like some indicator lights or something that like it might be communicating with someone else. We would be extremely interested in acquiring a sample of this source.
I think Magazine has just been kind of weirdly heavily breathing in the background, staring at the walkers, and is like, could we use one of your walkers if we brought some?"
That is our only defense here. They cannot be spared. They are assigned to the Sarai, and that is far beyond my purview.
Oh.
I think we could. The trail has become very dangerous.
It has.
And in addition to like having to return to the Citadel, I mean, we could certainly use it. We could certainly use we are simple traders as a cover story. But this is dangerous. Um,
Indeed.
I think the and like out of character. After a little back and forth with him, I think basically at this point, if it's okay with the rest of the players, I think Phaedrid would start now negotiating the fee.
Hmm.
And I think he wants to, and I think his opening, I think his do they set the first price or should I?
I think he says we would be happy to pay for a sample. I think is waiting to see
Hmm.
how much, maybe how much you sold it to the princes for, and go from
Right,
there.
right. Well, I mean, I didn't know it was that dangerous at the time. I think my opening offer is going to be 6,000.
Interesting. Let's go ahead and make that. You know what? Let me make a roll here by myself. Let's do that one. That's pretty good. 6,000 is reasonable for such an acquisition. If you can get it to us before Snowbringer, I will see if I can offer 8.
I think Phaedrid extends his hand and says, "I believe we have a deal."
Done. So it is the month of Unity right now. You're wrapping up. You're about halfway through Unity, and then Violet month is the next month. Snowbringer is the month after that. So you have about a month and a half to bring them back some stuff
Okay, let me take a look at the map
for
here.
the bonus. So
Right, for the bonus.
go quickly and get a bonus, or you can take the long way around, or you can go through the facing passage.
Well, I mean, we're going to, I mean, if I remember correctly, it was like a few days away from Porcelain Citadel, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so it's only a week to Porcelain Citadel.
Mm-hmm.
It was a few days away from that, and presumably we'd be able to do more or less the same thing that I did last time.
Yeah. The implication is that that route is extraordinarily dangerous right now.
Got it.
So that 2,000 is hazard pay.
Got it. So yeah, taking the alternatively go to Potsherd Crater and then from there to Porcelain Citadel, which is a 3-week journey.
What do folks feel like?
Will
Or we
we
could or
have
we could
any?
take the straight route and face the consequences.
We should go for the less risky one.
Will we have any funds in advance to hire support?
You may not be the only ones seeking this.
Fair enough.
We can't afford to fund everyone who claims the ability to return.
Fair enough. All right then.
But you got almost 3,000 in the bank. So if you want to hire someone, you can.
Yeah, we could hire someone, or we could at least buy some weapons. Buy some better weapons.
At least some that are in between what we have and killing a city.
Cool. He thanks you for your time. Dismisses you. Where next?
To the market that sells weapons.
Well, I mean, I think we also probably want to do some I think I also want to try to buy some trade goods that we can use to, like, fund our expedition here.
Sure. Yeah. Let me roll you some trade goods here.
Yeah, what is I mean, we're at the last Sarai. What I assume we could figure out what that's at least what trade good that they're the source of.
Yeah. They are not the source of any trade goods, it turns out.
Okay.
Yeah, I went through the entire list and updated the big map with everything. So
Got it.
unfortunate. But they are a trade hub. That's
Their trade hub. Got
that's
it.
where they make the money.
So I
But
guess
there is a market, so there are things to buy and sell.
got it. Well, I guess we'll see if there's something that we could, like, buy low here and hopefully sell high along the way.
Let's see what kind of good stuff we got. Do that. Find my tables. Traveler services, weapons. That's always good. I have it bookmarked in the actual book, I think. Stuff. Straight goods. There we go. Page 173. Oh, so close. Great. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah. Cool. Let's do this. Awesome. Tables. Let's get you some. I think we can get you a few. Another roll there, another roll here. Interesting. Yeah. So the fancy place you were hooked up with is there we go. Great. The fancy place you were in, one of the fancy things in it is that there are these like realistic 3D displays powered by these bitty crystals. And they I think the place that you're staying, they are in the process of remodeling, basically. And as such, the manager of your fancy hostel is actually willing to let some go to one of your, since you paid for a nice room, you're clearly a person of means, and they can give you a deal on some bitty crystals.
Ooh, okay.
Like 250 per sack.
Vidi crystals.
These are ancient orbs laced with eminently forgettable tales of comedy and tragedy.
So basically, they're the UVG equivalent of like DVDs.
Yeah, exactly.
Or VHS tapes.
Yep. Yeah,
Actually, DVDs, because VHS tapes you could conceivably tape over. I don't think you can record new things on Vidi crystals.
Not with current technology, but who knows?
What is the base price for Vidi crystals?
500.
Cool.
He's got to move them now, so
yeah. So how many is he willing to sell?
He has on hand. He's got 3 sacks worth.
3?
Yeah.
Okay.
You could probably wait a little while longer while I pull the rest out, but you got stuff to do.
Got it. Well, we get the rest of the stuff. Can we say he's got 4?
Yeah.
For an even 1,000?
Yeah, let's do it.
4 sacks of Vidi crystals. 2, okay, 2 from 4.
Anything else other folks want to do before heading out here?
I want to ride in a walker.
You might be able to make a deal with someone.
Yeah, I think Magazine maybe tries to. I think Magazine is really interested also in showing Ipate. So I think Magazine like invites them along
Nice.
and it's like, I've got to ride one of those.
I fixed one of those. Well, no, fix is the wrong word. I nursed one of them back to health.
Yeah, the one you fixed was much smaller than these, but yeah, basically the same.
You'll have to tell me about it. I'm gonna go ask that guy if I can drive it.
Fantastic. Yeah. If you go over there,
Oh yeah, maybe I'll like see if they need any repairs
mhm.
while I'm at it. Do something I'm good at, but like secretly want to just take it for a test drive.
Great. Yeah, there's a like a dark blue satrap with a it's got some sort of carbine or some sort of weapon. Not exactly nothing you've seen before. And as you approach, they are they're stationed like right by the embassy, so like people don't generally go up to them, but you definitely can. um can I get a d20 roll from you?
Yeah. Um,
And let's add your charisma.
and can you remind me how to does it add?
Yeah, just a
I have
d20
two
plus
charisma, so I would add
2. Yeah,
two. Two D20s.
just one d20 plus 2.
One D20 plus two. Okay, sorry. I have to change my name. That's why I'm confused. I'm still in the other game.
Oh, right.
D20 plus two. Okay. Oh, I rolled an 8.
An 8. That's not terrible. A little bit gruff. Says
8 plus
just,
2. It's
you know,
10.
10. Oh yeah. Neutral then, right? Kind of like brusque and official. This is this is a what are you doing here? This is a restricted area.
They sent me over here to fix one up. Which one? It's hard for me to tell which one of them is sick. I can usually tell by I don't know. What are the I'm supposed to fix this one, I think.
You can't tell which one is busted. And I think you definitely can. Like once he says that, like it's clear, like one is on and like moving a little bit, and lights are blinking and stuff, and one is like just barely. Like
I think the magazine's like, now that you say, I believe I can.
Really. And who sent you?
Guy. I forgot his name.
No, you guess say it's 26 graduate.
26 graduate. Yeah, that's the guy.
Graduate. I don't know that name, but I mean, it's gonna take a while. This is, we've had folks. There's parts. There's, if it was an easy fix, it would be fixed. But you're welcome to take a look. And your friend here, your assistant.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of the biological. This is a pate. The best in the world.
I'm also here to nurse her back to health. Worry not, friend. It will be in good hands.
And then we get to keep it, he said.
Nope.
If we fix it.
That's definitely
what he said.
Someone
definitely
did
what he said.
not tell you that.
Pretty sure that's what I heard.
We'll
fix it.
You're not really
convincing
we could me that I should let you near this walker.
We can figure out which one I'm going to take home with me after I fix that one.
All right. I feel like you're just fucking with me at this point. So thank you. Have a good day.
I won't break yours if you let me just drive it around in a circle.
Drive it? I'm afraid not.
Uh, okay. You don't want it fixed?
The palace definitely wants it fixed, but it's
You
gonna
want
take
me to go
more
tell them
than.
that you didn't want it fixed?
I mean, they want it fixed. Everyone knows. I mean, all the satraps know that
Oh.
it needs to be fixed. I mean,
Yeah, so
we need
I
parts.
shouldn't waste any more time talking to you. We should go ahead and get to it. Let's go fix it.
Do you have parts?
We will find them.
You're gonna find you're gonna find them here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you seem nice, and you clearly were able to. Not everyone really is mechanically inclined.
Yeah,
We've
my
had
mom
trouble.
said I was touched
I believe
by
it.
some kind of ghost.
Yeah, I believe that.
Now I can talk to him. But told her it's not as easy as talking. So it's kind of like a feeling.
Feeling.
Mm-hmm. You just like kind of know where it's hurting, and then you help the machine out.
I would like to in the background while magazine is doing their thing, question mark. Uh I would like to get started.
Well,
So this is
this was going on. I was like in the marketplace. I was like, getting everything ready for our trip. I bought basically I've bought 18 sacks of supplies. I've rearranged everything. We're like ready to go.
yeah,
Magazine
this is a
just
big
wants to take
job.
this ride. Why are you making this so hard?
You're reaching big, that's for sure.
I just want to ride one. Just once around the block.
Look, I'll tell you what, you can go for a ride, but
Yes.
we're gonna need something in exchange.
All right, whatever you say.
A lot of the Satrap caravans are mostly. I know we all look kind of the same to Rainbow Landers, but we are not.
False. You're not.
I mean, I know
You
we know
smell
you can see
different, each and every
colors.
one of you.
Smell.
I say this and then I turn back to
You smell. You smell.
Look, most of our caravans are interested in profit here, and so we've had difficulty convincing anyone to get us parts. If you can get us some replacement parts from out west, I'll be happy. You know what? You can even drive it.
Yes. Okay, can do. I can do that. Just break it up into small, achievable steps, like Moss says. We'll be right back with it.
Does that mean
Yeah,
does that mean we have a new quest?
you definitely do.
quest.
Yeah, I mean, tell them it's Walker B at the embassy, and
All right.
know what it is.
Walker B at the embassy. I'm gonna put that in my notes in case that doesn't ring a bell later.
Okay, so to clarify, what exactly is this?
So this is a prismatic walker. It's a giant, mostly mechanical, maybe a little bit of biomechanical, like giant cockroach tank with big legs. It definitely needs some mechanical.
Let's drive it.
Could probably need some biomancy going on, and definitely need some parts from. I mean, Spectrum Palace would be a great place to look, but out west you're gonna have an easier time of finding stuff.
Out west.
And west is down on the map.
Ah, okay. So we can't fix it right now then.
No, it is. If it was fixable right now, it would be fixed.
They would have fixed it.
They are very interested in having this operable, but
All right.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah, but that's a job if you want it.
I want it. think the magazine runs back very excited and tells
I got us a
others.
walker. I got us a walker.
I got us a walker, but not quite yet.
Awesome. Before we take off, let's take a little 5-minute break. We'll come back at quarter after.
I have a
Sounds
little
good.
shopping to do too before we take off.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. If you want to, I trust you with money. If you want to do that and let me know what you did.
Okay, well, I'm shopping for something special, so I'll wait till we get back.
Okay, we'll do it when you get back then. Cool.
Okay,
We'll see you in 5-ish.
The games are y'all.
All right. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just gonna ask what other games are y'all running or
Oh,
playing?
that's fair. Is this the only one I'm running? We just finished our Silk versus campaign yesterday. 32 sessions.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I think we're gearing up to do Good Society next. Yeah, which I have not played yet, so I'm very.
I've also never
played.
I've also never played Good Society. It's high on my list.
Yeah, so my job over the next week or two is to read that and figure it out, and then we'll do it.
Yeah. Do you have like a set amount of sessions? Okay, I'm very invested in this.
I'll let you know when we're streaming it, and you can watch watch us flail.
But yeah, do you have a set amount of sessions that you're thinking of
Nope, just
facilitating for?
some. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Very exciting.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Aderon, you want to do some shopping?
Yes, so Aderon is either biomechanical or mechanical themselves, and so has sort of insight into a certain thing. And Aderon wants to see if they can wander into the tech section of the market, and if they can find a tech section of the market, and Aderon's willing to try all the different parts of the city to look what they're looking for. Because what Aderon wants to find out is if anybody has any essentially do they have any short-term electrical devices that will temporarily either drive off vomes because of the electrical impulse, or maybe temporarily short them out.
Interesting.
I realize it'd probably be expensive, but Aderon's feeling a desire to maintain form consistency and not be dismembered or something. I would imagine something like that would be very temporary, or else everybody would have one.
Right, exactly. Interesting. Can I just get a straight charisma roll from you? D20 plus your charisma.
Okay, my charisma is 0, so
yeah, just straight
up roll. Okay. Nope. That's a 5.
Fantastic. Cool. So, you're asking around, and write down his name, and maybe it's not clear to you, but a Redlander approaches you. Might even be a dwarf, as like capital DWARF acronym. I forget what it stands for.
Right.
Mechanic, and just like, hey, I hear you're looking for something special.
I am.
Come here.
Do you have special things?
Very special. And he leads you to a little prefab building, one of the trailers, kind of like around the back of the Sarai. like in a little bit shady area. Things are a little bit
Was
less
it
shady.
was this the kind of place that that one guy got led into that caused the fruit fruit vendor to
No,
explode?
not like that. No, that's amazing. Um, and he leads you inside. And inside is, how can I describe it? Um, it looks like a large rounded doorway that has sort of like these kind of emanations, um, not carved. What do you do with metal? Forge, I guess. These like metal emanations
Well,
coming
you
off.
bend too. So
Uh,
so you can bend, you can cast, you
yeah,
can forge.
it's like filigreed. It's
Okay.
decorated, um, and it is larger than the door, and possibly larger than the inside of this building container. Um, and he just ignores it and goes rummaging around in one of the crates that he has. And he brings you like a mechanical doodad, and he's like, "What were you looking for again?"
I was looking for some object which might cause temporary interference to vomes.
I can do you better than temporary. This will make them just fry themselves out. 500, one use.
One moment while I consult my resources. Might I get back with you? I need to consult with my associates.
Of course, but you know the situation, so this might go fast.
I do understand that the value of this item is dependent on the time period, as Phaedrid has explained to me that markets are dependent on timing.
Time. You want to help me get this thing back in shape? You got all the time you want.
And what is this thing?
I bought it scrap off of someone out west. Says it's a time portal. It's just a hunk of junk as far as I can tell.
Hmm, very well. I shall seek to address your problem. One moment.
And his name was a Vigilance Inquisitor.
Ooh, Vigilance Inquisitor. So, Aderon goes and tries to track down the group,
Mm-hmm.
sort of call them together. Um, I have met an interesting person. They are a dwarf, and there are two things of note. One, I have attempted to purchase a device which will disable vomes, and I have found such, but it is outside my financial means. And additionally, magazine, they appear to have a time portal that needs repairing. Is that a specialty of yours?
Probably.
A time portal?
This is what they have indicated, though they
Those
have,
those things are legendary.
well
Maybe I
then,
could see Ma.
And they're also so legendary that most of the time people who claim to have one, it's just like smoke and mirrors.
well, this person claims to have a broken one, so I doubt there are many smoke and mirrors involved because that would not be necessary.
Or maybe it's the smoke or the mirror that's the thing that's broken. Sometimes that happens.
Would anyone care to help me with my challenges?
It kills vomes.
What
I'd
what sort
pay
of
any amount of money to kill a foam. You can have any of my money.
Could you inspect it to see if it seems like it might function?
Sure.
Phaedrid, is this a good market opportunity?
Well, I don't know what this device is or if it does what it claims. Like how often, like did he say how often it would work? I mean, is it like a one-time bomb? Is it a gun? What
It is a one-time, a
one-time
bomb, as
use?
you say.
One time, well, 500's a lot for a one shot.
They did say it was powerful. Do you think that it would possibly break the pool?
That's a really good question. I am curious, and I look at magazine. I look at a pate. I think this warrants some investigation.
Throw the tech into the pool.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing.
But not after we get a sample.
Oh yeah, sample first. We got to get paid.
Yep. Like,
Shall I lead you back to
first
the
you
door?
loot, then you burn. um, I before we go off and like do like check this thing out. While Aderon was doing that, and I was doing this, and I was trying to get the caravan ready. I was also hoping to do another little shopping opportunity. This might be a black market item. I was hoping to get my hands on, this is on page 192 of the UVG2 ebook. I was hoping to get my hands on a porcelain pistol.
Ooh. Let me see.
They are rare,
Oh,
but only 200 cash.
yeah. Let me do a little roly-poly here and see. Go back and talk to the guy first, and I'll get back about your pistol. Yeah, see if you can line up a source. You got a guy talking to a guy talking to a guy.
Okay.
Well,
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yep.
I will lead the party back to the dwarf. Do not mind the messy nature of the domicile. The dwarf seems very, very competent.
This place is kind of a dump. It's got a lot of like it's like a return center kind of looking place. It's got like a bunch of pallets of boxes of stuff with just crap all in them. And yeah, dude's like, oh, I had another buyer come by just now, said he was going to get some money. It's going to be 750 now. I can't. There's really nothing I can do. And he's holding it in his hand. Phaedrid, you can tell immediately, and magazine, like pretty much anyone else can immediately tell that this is just like some piece of scrap he found, but definitely not what he said it is.
Aderon,
he's just
I think it's broken.
Magazine, however, I think maybe you are distracted by this portal, which again would not fit through the door in one piece. It seems to be one piece of sculpted metal, and it is beautiful, not only in form, but since Aderon said that it was a time portal, if you poke around it a little bit, you can see it is some kind of advanced machinery that indeed you think you could repair with some parts and money and time. Cool. Probably don't let Vigilance know that.
And Vigilance is the person there?
Yeah, Vigilance is the Redlander.
Okay. So I just note that to myself?
Yeah.
Aderon, this is utterly useless.
Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I will not be able to purchase this because my advisors have told me that this is a poor market opportunity. Thank you for your time.
You know what? That other guy's not coming back. So how about 250?
I look to my advisors.
No, Aderon, it is scrap. It is.
He should be paying you to get rid of it.
This is the sort of thing that you can use to block the sun, but there are many other things that you can pick up from the floor that will also achieve the same purpose.
All right, look,
Whoa.
you're missing out on the deal of a lifetime. I can't.
It is a sled at best.
What is a lifetime? And then Aderon turns and walks away.
Like a.
He does that. We does that.
Let's see. A rare item here. I think you can get your hands on a porcelain pistol. There's enough princes here. They are rare, and it's going to cost 600.
Okay.
Or if you want to hang around for another week, you could probably get it down to 3. But if you want it today, it's going to cost more.
Got it. Yeah, I don't think I want to spend that much. I don't think I want to spend that much. I'll just rely on my magic.
Oh, magic, fancy pants. All right.
Yeah, that's a little rich for my blood.
Cool. A pate or magazine. Anything else you want to do or talk about before we?
Is it so? Would magazine want to buy the portal right now, or is it kind of like a thing to keep in mind and they can come back to this later?
He names. I mean, it's like a 15. It is bigger than this place that it's in.
Yeah.
So it's unclear how he got it in here.
Mhm.
He's very vague about it. It's unclear how it fits at all. And like you can kind of tell, like, this is not a magic house. This is a junky trailer. So there is like something weird and off about this that makes you feel like it is genuine. I don't think he knows what he has.
Mhm.
It is a big, pretty metal sculpture, though, and would probably fetch a few thousand, just as a piece of art, if you can get out of here at all. And he names you some dumb price for it, which is probably out of your means. But he's not selling it anytime soon, so
Okay.
he's willing to make a deal at some point.
And then I could see Ma.
And then you could maybe see Ma.
Yeah, I am curious about I am a nurse. And
Hello, nurse.
that I think that wherever I go, I like to see if there's any.
Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't talking to the guy. That was.
Oh no,
that was in
no.
character being
I
about.
did make a declarative statement. It's true, which Apate is want to do. So I think that's what I would like to do is like look around, not necessarily with this guy.
Mhm.
For
And what are you looking for?
I would like to nurse in individuals that would need an autodoc back to health, or any mechanical things, because it seems like, again, the phrasing is very vague about elf or autodoc nurse, so I think I can do either or.
There's plenty of people in need here. You don't have to look or ask around too far to find someone who has some minor complaints to injuries on the road. You can probably make about between 25 and 50 cash a day, just like opening up and like sitting down, like, this is my clinic.
Yeah, I would like to
Depends
do
on
that.
how long we want to hang out here and do that.
I don't need to do it for very long, but also while I nurse individuals back to health or stitch them together, I would like to ask them about the sort of dreams they may have had. Because I'm always interested in hearing about people's dreams, and if any one of those might overlap with my
Interesting.
own dream journey.
Interesting. Um, yeah. I think the most interesting story you get is from a prince. Um, it's a six body prince.
Mm.
Um, they two of them were injured on the trail coming in. It's weird because they normally speak in one chorus. There seem to be dissenting factions within this one. Some of them are like, I got hurt. We were attacked. It was awful. Ow, ow. And some of them are like, they they tripped. We tripped and fell. This one was injured. We can just replace it if it's not functioning. Um, you can heal him up pretty well. Um, I think in general the demeanor of the prince, venture motif six body, um, is glum. They are kind of like down on themselves and down like they're depressed by the situation. They're not a trader themselves, but they're like making this journey to meet up with some other folks they know here, or folk, and they don't want to be stuck here. Um, and I think the one of the things they feel like they felt worse as they approached this place, like almost if there's like some oppressive presence here that is like their dreams have been kind of like the purple haze that settles at night. It's almost as if they dream that they wake and it never rises. Um, they're just really depressed. It's just a super sad situation. Um, yeah, do you push them on anything or ask them any follow up questions?
Yeah, I will ask them. Um, I will ask them about their dreamscape, and if there was anything that they heard, any sort of song, any sort of clicking.
Song. I know it's strange, and they start to like more coalesce again as they start to talk about it. This seems strange to Rainbow Lander, a Unity, but my dreams have been dust and static for centuries. Um, this is
Ah,
it kind of describes like a ship of Theseus situation. Like my mind has been continuous. I have gone through many bodies over the course, growing and shrinking. And the thing that I've learned, and I don't know if it is a function of age or a function of replacing my bodies and minds over and over again until the original is just a memory. But if dreams suffer as time goes by, if there were if there was any melody, it's been replaced by the sound of a cold wind blowing across an empty plain.
I see. I see. I did not realize that dreams would also be lost in that way. I thought they were a path that you could walk.
Mm. It's been a long walk.
And your bodies, they did not seem to be so whole before, and yet now they seem to be coalescing.
Now that we are on the same subject,
Ah. And is this like a normal thing that the princes, they sometimes
I
these
think
kind of
it's
things
it's
happen?
it's not super common. Like it's not alarming. But it's
Mm,
like someone kind of like,
okay.
oh well, this on one hand, I don't know. On the other hand, I think this. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
having that conversation you have in your brain only out loud.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Like, oh fuck, I stubbed my toe. It's not that bad, but it hurts.
Right. I I'm I would like to sing that one note that I sang in my dream that I told Aderon about. And I would like to sing it quietly and then see if the six body prince responds in any way.
I think they just get sadder. In a real emo dreamo situation. Yeah.
Okay. Sad,
Yeah.
melancholic.
Yep, exactly. They thank you for your service.
I tell them to go for regular walks, and that while that may not improve their overall mood, it will certainly be better than if they were to sit around.
Thanks for the advice. Here, the tip. They taught you 30 cash. Take 25 experience for that too, I think.
Okay.
Magazine, any last stuff before hitting the road?
No, we can hit the road.
Okay, cool. So where do we want to go? Because I forgot.
I think the plan was to, like, if we're ready for the caravan to leave, I think hold on, let me pull up the map. So I'm not. I think the plan was to take the 3-week roundabout route from the last Sarai to Porcelain Citadel via Potsherd Crater,
Okay, cool. New place.
which is a place the caravan has not yet been.
Fantastic. The source of sanguine porcelains. Cool. That is a 2-week trip over there and a 1-week trip over to the Citadel. So let's hit the road. Cool. This week the caravan is traveling in the wilds. Spend supplies.
We are, yeah, so it's the 4 PCs and we've got 2 NPCs, so that's going to be 6 supplies.
I don't know if you've been keeping track of it as well. I don't think I'm reminded, but the Greenlander and the Gorilla are employees, so they take 6 per week as well.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Who would like to roll for misfortune? Who hasn't rolled in a while?
You want me to do it?
I'm happy to roll.
Cool.
Okay.
I also rolled it last time. Ooh. Okay, so is it just D20?
Just a D20, yeah.
Just a D20.
An 8.
An 8. Ooh, misfortunes. Where's my misfortunes? Yeah. It is this is Unity. It is starting to get hot again at the end of the summer. It's going to be Unity 3. And the static field around the Sarai is unstable, I guess. Even a few hours out, sometimes like a static field kicks up this like glowing dust. And it's rough. You lose some sleep. You cough a lot. You're gonna temporarily lose D4, 2 endurance from the trouble, which takes you down to -2 endurance right now. So just a note, like I think just make a note, or I guess we want to make sure that you get back to your regular one when you get healed. Cool. Let me roll for this. Oh my. Wow.
That sounds bad.
I'm not going to give you more damage.
Oh
But
no.
I think, and especially Apate, you may be more sensitive to this after the description of the ennui from Venture Motif. The ignored tower, as you leave, it gets quieter, but you can feel that this like as the static kicks up, there's something being broadcast out of the tower. As you're leaving, you start hearing like garbled voices, your own mind arguing with itself again. You kind of get dumped into um, the same kind of melancholy that Venture was described. And you can see like this is rare but not irregular, a rare but regular occurrence, I think. And folks at the Sarai, like once this starts up, you can tell people kind of like scurry and just like head inside. Um, but you're already on the road, so you're gonna take. I think everyone's gonna take a burden. Yeah, everyone's gonna take a burden. And the burden is garbled voices. And so that's line 63-ish. So until that burden is cleared, it's a -1 on your rolls.
Sorry, did I miss something that happened to our endurance?
That was just a
Only
pate.
for a pate? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
coughing up dust.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the.
I just realized I've had weakened by a radiation ghost for like 4 sessions.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I see that now too. Wow.
I just thought it was like a little mystery you like to keep about
Oh,
yourself. Like,
I got that like 3 or 4 sessions ago, and I just totally forgot about it. I would have, and if I'd remembered it, I would have tried to cure that while we were at last Sarai.
oh, we don't talk about Phaedra's radiation ghosts. It's
Neither does he,
rude.
apparently.
Neither does he.
Cool. Let's see what's next. We did that. Rest up.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah,
Um, does Aderon have any ability to decipher these voices?
absolutely not. They are incomprehensible even to the wisest.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, I could give you an opportunity to do that, but it would only do you harm. grievous harm. I won't put that on you. Cool. But there's no yeah, there's that. I think the broadcast from the tower is going to prevent rest for this first week. Unfortunate, but that's life on the road.
Yeah, Epate is uncharacteristically low,
Mhm.
and will say
Aw.
things like, will cough and then say, "What is the point of living if I cannot travel in dreams because of these coughs?"
Fantastic. No extra days tally. That's great. Back to the top.
Do you think Magazine sits by Apate's side and is like continually trying to cheer them up
Oh
with
yeah,
like
you know what?
silly jokes
Now that you mention it, let me.
I'm thinking
that don't
I
make
was
sense?
thinking our accountant Ananis, the intelligent ape, is just like extra morose
Yeah.
from the garbled. So I think
Aw.
Phaedron's got his arm around him, like it's okay, just ignore it.
Yeah, and he. Let me roll a. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so Anonymous, for those who aren't familiar, we picked up in the very first session through carousing. It's an intelligent gorilla who is our accountant. So it's probably technically Anonymous that is doing all the accounting, not Vader, even though Mike is playing the role. And I think one night at the campfire, Anonymous kind of like sidles up to um, magazine. um, and they are usually articulate for they're a gorilla that can speak like a person, and but does seem morose and kind of like sits by the fire before I think everyone else has gone to bed, and just kind of like sidles up to you and just says, "How do you honor your dead?"
Well, I mean, my family always said that you honor them most by living in a way that would make them proud. Or were you asking about like traditions?
Both.
Well, uh, uh, a lot of the time we would make a big memorial shaped like the person. Like I made Ma out of scrap metal. And that way, as they disappear from your life, something new is created. So if you lost somebody, maybe you could make something that could help you. I don't know. It's like when you eat and you digest it. The grief is with you. It becomes part of your body. The molecules become one with you, but uh, it changes. It's not so hard in the same way. Did you lose somebody?
I never had anybody to lose, but I'm this is whatever is happening is making me feel bad. I feel like there's something that I've lost that I don't even know about that I had in the first place.
Oh,
I wouldn't know what to build out of scrap to fix it.
well, that makes sense. It might feel that way. It's
What would
stressful
you
being
do?
on the road.
If you lost something that you didn't know that you had, what would you build?
Um, I guess you just keep building until you figure it out.
I only know numbers. I can't work with my hands.
Well, not everything's made out of scrap metal. What was his name?
Ananas.
Like, and not everything's not every art's made of scrap metal. You make art out of numbers. Same as I do gears. Maybe your kind of memory is memorial needs to be something like a beautiful equation or something. I don't know what kind of stuff you like doing.
I suppose I'll continue tending to our profits and build something that way.
Yeah, that sounds like a good memorial. I bet you really would find out what you're missing there. I mean, if I had one of those walkers, then you know, can't buy happiness, they say, but maybe a little bit.
Would a walker make you happy?
Absolutely.
Sounds like you can then.
Yeah.
If things keep
I'm
going
sorry you're
where
not.
they've been going, I think you'll be happy before too long.
Thank you. I'm sorry you're not feeling good and honest. Everybody
Nobody
gets blue
is.
and every now and then.
The voices.
Oh, the voices. I thought you hear them
From like
too.
another corner of the camp. The voices.
The voices.
And then it just starts it back up again. Everyone's screaming in different corners. Yeah, it's not good right now, is it?
It's not good right now. Um, um, not the same night, but a different time. Um, I think maybe it's as you're traveling. Um, we have another. We've never actually really heard from our Greenlander, Zuriso. Is a human. They're soil twined. They always walk with bare feet. And when they are bare feet, they're like stronger and wiser and tougher. Just like that's just how they are. They were grown from the dirt, basically. And they've always been very, very quiet. And I think one of the days, as you're walking along the sort of static dust road, um, Thurso like kind of kind of trots up behind Aderon a bit, um, and then kind of like you're walking next to each other for a while, and he's like looking you up and down, like looks at your what kind of shoes do you wear?
Um, So all of Aderon's clothing are made of Aderon's body.
Mm,
So it's just a matter of whatever current style seems appropriate.
great. And he kind of like looks you up and down, looks at your feet, and I think like he's seen you like do the change-o stuff, and so he knows it's not a constant. He kind of like gives you a look up and down, and like with it, it's like a mischievous grin. It's kind of like says like, "You think you could take me in a fight?
Excuse me? I do not understand.
You think you could take me in a fight, or do you think I could take you?" We haven't seen a lot of action aside from, well, Phaedra is scary sometimes, but not like any real tussles. I kind of miss it. You ever
Are
wrestle?
you suggesting that we engage in bodily confrontation?
No, 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 no. I mean, it's a long road, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm just saying, like, once we get someplace safe, I just wanted to kind of, I don't feel I don't. I've gotten in trouble before, kind of tussling with the locals. So I don't know. I feel like we've got to know each other a little bit over the last couple of weeks, and I don't know. Everyone else seems so serious.
I am very surprised that you do not think I am serious.
Oh yeah, no, you're very serious. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're probably serious. Fuck me up. You're right.
If you would like to engage in bodily manipulation, I am perfectly willing to participate if it will ease your suffering.
Oh, that sounds like something else. But you know what? Next time we make camp, I'll keep that in mind. And he like kind of chuckles and trots off.
Aderon's very confused.
Cool. Let's do our next week then. Um, back around to the top. Spend supplies, and then we're gonna roll another misfortune. Who'd like to do it this time?
I'll do it.
Cool.
8.
8. Um, there's a bad cinder storm as you kind of like get out of the domain of the Sarai. Um, it's there's some parts depending on the season. This is the hot season ending up. Um, weird ash blows across the grasslands sometime, um, and this time it's kind of bad. You're pressing on, but you have a choice to make. Would you rather add 1 day to your journey or lose 1d6 life from the storm?
I would, if it were up to me, I would say let's add a day to the journey.
This is matter. Oh, yeah,
Oh, is that run? Okay.
Yeah, whoever rolled.
Oh, it's whoever rolled. Got it.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree with that though. We will add a day.
Cool.
I know this is going to be bad, but Aderon wants to actually try to understand those voices. This ash storm is a perfect opportunity to understand the voices.
All right. Go ahead and make me a aura roll then.
Okay, that'll be a no bonus.
Yeah.
18.
Ooh.
Oops.
All right.
Is this the kind of roll that you really wanted to fail? Like
kind of,
like
yeah.
a knowledge, like a no, or like an idea roll in Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah, exactly. I think an 18 will not be disastrous. I think you get a couple words through. I think the words are rebuilder and despair. And that's the only thing you can really make out.
Mm-hmm. Aderon will ruminate on the words rebuilder and despair.
Fantastic. And let's guess we're going to the Sorry, we're going to the Potsherd Crater, right?
Yes.
Potsherd Crater, Potsherd Crater. Great. Do, 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 do. So as you're approaching this area, you're going kind of back east a little bit. Um, it's the land is getting more like scrubby. A little bit. You're south of the steps of the Lime Nomads in the Porcelain Citadel. This is kind of like more scrubland. There's the soil is weird, like powdery and chunky sometimes. It's like it's crushed ceramic, basically, it feels like. Um, and like as you're traveling closer, like stuff like feels like shells crunching underfoot, basically. Um, the summer is starting to end, and um, they're in spring you can tell this place kind of like blooms with just like a riot of rainbow colors. They're starting to like the heat has made them die back a little bit. um and you see a few travelers on the road, maybe a few more than usual. But you wave as you pass. In the distance, not too far, just off a trail, basically. There's a herd of the description is yummy gray antelopes. Very cute, very tasty. If you would like to go hunting, you could grab some extra supply, or you can just pass them by and appreciate the cuteness.
I mean, I'm not one to turn down supplies.
Would you like to go a hunting?
If no one else subjects, yes.
I think magazine doesn't subject, and I as a player don't subject, but magazine will weep the whole time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Epate will like still coughing up a storm, put a hand on your shoulder, Phaedra, and say, I wish for violence.
Great. Who wants to make the hunting roll?
I'm happy to, but it's not really my stock and trade.
True, true. A traveler would get a bonus to it because that's
I would prefer a traveler to do it. This isn't exactly wizardry.
Oh, I feel like a magazine should, because this is strength, right?
What
I
is
see.
it? Strength?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
how do you
everyone
want to go about
convinced
it?
magazine did.
Do you want to like chase them down? Do you want to wear them down?
Yeah.
Do you
So
want to set
so
traps?
Oh,
Like your hot
actually,
dog?
Aderon will just take off running.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think they were like trying to convince magazine or an offer I
Because
had.
magazine is crying. So
I think they were
Aderon
like,
doesn't think this
magazine,
is.
you're the strongest, you could do it. It's like
Yeah.
magazine's almost being convinced, but I think yeah, Aderon goes running
Yes,
by.
Aderon just goes running. Change. In fact, Aderon is going to bend over and change form into a four-legged creature.
Great, great.
A gray antelope?
No.
Cool. This will be an agility roll, so D20 plus your agility and
Yep.
+3 from your skill.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know that I have any skill. Oh, a traveler.
Traveler,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
basic, yeah.
Yeah, so I have a +4
Yeah.
because I do have an agility bonus. Okay. Oh, that's not great. 9.
That will not do it. They are the rest of the description is very cute, very tasty, very hard to catch.
Right.
What can I? Out of curiosity, would like is that like beyond rolling a hero die?
I mean, you would need at least 2 hero dice to even have a chance.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm looking for a 15.
Wow.
Oh, you rolled a 5 + 4, 9. So I guess 1 hero die could theoretically do it, but
I will spend a hero die.
cool.
Let's see if I get a 6. That'd be awfully nice. We got a 3.
Halfway there.
Oh, I'll spend a hero die.
Great.
This is a group effort.
Yeah. Everyone pitch in.
Yeah, we got one more after that if we need it.
I rolled a 1.
Ah!
Why did
For
I
two
say
more.
it?
We're looking for two more.
Oh yeah, I'll get mine too. Let's murder these cute things.
I'm so busy reading them their rights.
Magazine's still weeping. A living creature. Oh, do I roll it though?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll a
Yeah, roll a
d6.
d6.
A D6. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
I thought it was a metaphor. I
Perfect.
rolled a
Right on it.
2.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we need.
Each person give me a detail of like how you work together to corral these frisky little guys.
So I think Phaedra uses some magic. He casts I think he casts what does that do? Hold on. Yeah, he casts some magic and a this glowing hour and like a glowing orange like shape like glowing orange like phantasm appears, kind of like
Right.
herds them in herds them in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have like little bots of any sort, like little cleaner robots or something?
Not robots, but you could
Not
probably
really.
pull something out of your pack. Like what are you
Yeah, I
looking
was like, maybe I make like a little automaton
like a
that
little
chases them.
Or
Like just a wind up one,
little
just like a
toy.
wind up like toy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I had some gears and I like make like a weird wind up toy that like spooks them
Great.
and sends them running into someone else's kind of thing.
Yeah. For Ipate, Lucinar, Dusporco, the donkey, yells at Ipate, for being so slow because they're just they have to keep pausing to cough, and and I think Lucinar says, Ipate, we shall have meat. And Ipate says, yes, we shall. And then just that is the endurance needed, and we are a 2. We are a unit of 2, and so we are going in 2 different directions to corral.
Amazing. Cool. That is and we'll include our two companions. That'll be one supply each of meat.
So I want to clarify.
Yeah.
Aderon does not actually kill the gazelle. Aderon just tackles it.
Fantastic.
So
Oh,
somebody else will have to kill the gazelle.
yeah, who does it? Phaedra, do you want to do it? Because if not, Ipate is in a strangely bloodthirsty mood.
Phaedra
I think
will, but if he also won't get in Apate's way if it seems like
I wonder
they
if
are really
magazine
intent upon doing
I
it.
wonder if magazine goes really quickly and slits its throat quickly because they're worried about what Pate might do.
Yeah, that's great.
They like
And then
sneak in there. Yeah, they're like,
yeah,
oh
and then
no.
Ipate slides to a halt on this brittle ground. And then we just hear a lot of that crunch, 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 crunch. Um, and there's just a moment where Magazine, you have Ipate and Lucinar Dusporco. Yeah. Lucinar Dusporco just looming over you. And there's like the shadow behind us. I mean, the light behind us. So we're very shadowy for a moment. That's like
Just
actually
like a
freaky.
little bit bloody from the gazelle.
Yeah, and there's just like a moment of silence while it's like, and then Ipate will go meat.
So
think,
yeah, I guess
yeah.
so. I guess once we get that, yeah, like Phaedra will also help skin and like we'll cook some. We'll have a bit of a feast, and then we'll also dry and smoke them for supplies.
Great.
Magazine weeping throughout.
So that was one sack for each participant. You said.
One sack of supplies each. Yep. And that's
Okay,
they're
so
getting extra
I'm
time
adding
because
I'm adding 4 sacks of supplies to our caravan.
Magazine, do you wish to drink the blood to keep yourself hydrated? You have been weeping
Um,
nonstop.
I guess I should. It's sweeter than I thought it would be.
This is the most horrifying image.
It really is. And I
And
just wanted to make blood pudding, but
it's just
anyway.
blood. Who needs the pudding part?
Blood.
Aderon stares at all of you. Is this normal protocol?
Normal-ish.
Do you not just take some biological matter and stick it in your body so that it can be chemically converted? It seems
That's not how it
more.
works for us.
Oh,
Well,
That's kind of what you, yeah.
I guess it kind of is what we do.
Adron, you are not wrong. And yet you seem concerned.
you seem very expressive, and I am wondering what the social and or relational value of these gestures is.
I have been brought low by my physical condition and the voices that we've heard, and I am trying to overcome it by expressing excitement.
Oh, okay. Aderon turns and walks off.
um, we totally forgot to subtract from your from your roles because of the
Oh, right.
Oh,
their burdens. We're not going to worry about it. It's going to be fine. We'll just keep it in mind next
Oh, yeah.
time. Yeah, that's too bad. Great, but you got yourself some tasty deer. You got yourself some tasty food. You make it to the crater proper. The rim. This is like a I can paste a picture. There's a picture of it. How do I do a screenshot? There we go. There's a picture of the crater. Um, the rim rises pale like fossilized porcelain ribs from the dusty soil. This place is, same but more. It's got this like weird, like porcelain rim around it, almost as if like someone like it was a porcelain pond and someone like dropped a stone in it to like splashed up. I guess
maybe this is another, or it was like another porcelain city, and a like weapon of mass destruction went off.
Yeah, melted it, or just a regular city or a desert, and just like sand glassed up. Yeah, there's still quarries around, empty from like long ago, from before the porcelain princes. Um, Although they are like on the road, people you pass, rumors they're probably infested with vomish lurchers or something, um, if not bat lions. So it's you can there's not a town here, is what I'm saying. There are crevices that you can camp out in for the night and be pretty safe, if you don't mind centipedes. But it's not a place to hang out and make a living at.
Got it. Yeah, we'll find the best looking place to hole up for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we have a little break for the kitties.
Yeah. Would someone like to make a roll for discoveries?
I haven't rolled very much. I can do that.
Yeah.
It's just a flat D20 roll, if I
Just a
remember
flat
correctly.
D20 roll.
I got a 17.
Ooh, a 17. I think that is very good then. Discovery table. I was just looking at it. There it is. 18, you say?
Yep.
Yeah. Because of the increased traffic throughout here, you get the chance to like make small talk with folks on the road as you pass. Sometimes it's a single person with a cart, sometimes it's a slightly larger, possibly intimidating caravan. And in their words, they actually give you pointers to two different discoveries.
Ooh.
One of which is on the other page. One of which is one of there's a quarry just outside the crater, not too far away. Oh, look, I have a map of the crater. You get a map as well. Look at this.
Ooh.
Maps are fun. Chat, boom, there we go. Oh, sorry, did I
Nice.
need a break for cats?
Yeah, I was suggesting that we take a break
Oh,
for
cool. Yeah. Let's do
feeding
five
kitties.
then, and
Five. Okay.
I'll get the crater.
Agatha says they need 10
And-
minutes to feed the kitties.
Okay, cool. Let's
Okay.
do that then.
10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, and 10. Bunny time.
All the babies.
Look at all the babies, bunnies and kitties everywhere.
Bunnies and kitties.
Let me tell you about the two discoveries nearby that you have heard about. The first one, a trader says that there is an old overgrown quarry nearby. It's just a day off the track, um, overgrown with vines and grass. There's some toads there, but um, this is a great source of sanguine porcelain. There's plenty of it for whoever wants to grab
So we
some.
could do a little mining if we wanted to.
You could do a little of a extraction, yeah. Um, low risk, not no risk. Um, Also nearby is a what they call the chromium dome. Um, it's a it's a big metal dome sticking out of a piece of like a porcelain outcropping. Um, they really can't say that like they were traveling around, they found it. Um, it just seems to be a big metal ball in the ground. They could make heads or tails of it, but it was cool. So if you want to go see it, there it is. And that's about 3 days off the trail. If you are interested in hitting either of those, you may spend the time yet, or you may head straight to the place.
I'm kind of interested in interested in seeing either of them. We've got, kind of plenty of time.
I'm up for either.
I want to see this dome.
No.
Go
I'm
to
fine
the
with that.
dome.
The dome.
Domes.
Right, the dome is about 3 days south. I'll add that to your tracker there. Great. And as advertised, you're crunching through the porcelain land, and it is impossible to miss. In fact, you get a glint of it in the morning when you're several hours away. This is I got there's so many pictures in this section. Great. It is indeed as advertised a big porcelain outcropping with a big metal ball stuck in it. Um, and I think it's clear as you get closer that it's a nice place for flying things to sun themselves on. It looks like maybe birds or flying lizards or something are up there. As you get closer, you notice they are bigger. They are lion-sized flying things that kind of like hang out there and sun themselves for a while and then flap off.
Do they look hostile?
It's difficult to tell from this distance. Would you like to get closer?
I would kind of like to get closer and like learn more about this thing to see if there's, anything
Can we ride
interesting or
them?
valuable that's there.
Great.
Yeah, can I speak to them?
Well, let's see how they are first. Did I make I don't think I did anything for that. I need to make more random table generate for myself.
Just imagine you have like so many around you.
It's yeah. And every time I'm like, oh, I should have used that one instead.
Sorry to break the game.
Apate, can you make me a roll and add your charisma?
Okay. I rolled a 6.
A 6. Great.
Plus 2 minus 1 is 7.
Okay, the 7 is not the worst you could do. Where's my table? I had it right here just a second ago. So many guys, there's so many tables. um
Funny. Stop.
Shit, it was right here a second
Oh
ago.
my gosh. He's pulling at my collar. You're a bad man.
Dude. Great. A 7. Um
Funny man.
I think as the caravan approaches, a flight of them kind of take off and start swooping toward you. There are probably like 4 that you can see ish. They kind of like take off in a cluster and kind of dive bomb you a little bit. These are bat lions. They are lions with bat wings. And it feels like this is kind of a scouting sortie. They look like they might be hungry, and it looks like they might come back around for another try if you stand still.
Yeah. I was shouting, "Hail, hail, friends!" And then while like trying to nimbly dodge out of the way.
Yeah, they come close enough, like you can feel their wings. But yeah, what do y'all do?
So I've got a spell I might be interested in attempting to use.
Mm-hmm.
Orange Dream,
Ooh.
which a neutral or friendly creature agrees to do what you ask for an hour, as long as it does not appear immediately dangerous or risky. Overcharge, even a hostile or violent creature will listed. Oh wait, provided you can whisper in its ear.
Yeah, I don't think you're
Are
gonna
these
get that
neutral
close.
or are these neutral?
They are hostile.
They are hostile.
Yeah. Yeah, they
Okay,
are
well I'm not gonna get close enough to whisper in its ear.
and not for long.
Bummer. Okay, I was hoping to just say like, yeah, just leave us alone.
Oh, question. What if I
Yeah.
added my pirate mule lawyer to my roll just
Oh
now?
yeah.
I
Would that have
that
made a
might
difference?
not work in your favor because it is probably delicious.
Right.
Oh no, the skill, yeah.
Skill.
Yeah.
They probably are not going to attack immediately.
Okay.
Like between that and your burdens, like it's just a little bit more.
Hmm.
You probably have a little bit of time to do something before they descend upon you, but
Okay.
Okay.
make
Well,
it quick.
the other thing is, I hope that maybe a show of force would make them decide that we aren't worth bothering with.
Entirely possible.
So the other spell I could cast would be Tragic Missile,
Yeah, that is definitely something that you can do.
Okay.
which let me read the description for those who haven't seen me cast this before. You visualize a channel connecting the local ambient energy fields with the soul personality dyad of an entity you can see or imagine. Once you release your visualization, the energies fly into the nexus of that entity's mind space like a noospheric homing missile. The effect is quite painful, doing 2d4 damage plus 1 damage for every level, charisma, aura, and thought point of the target. Yes, the stronger they are, the harder tragedy strikes. The missile leaves no mark. I can also overcharge that to shoot it to fire a missile at 3 creatures simultaneously.
All right.
So there's something else that's going to be going on that is not intended specifically to aid that, but may create extra confusion because Aderon has decided that the proper way to deal with this situation is to walk a little ahead of the caravan, um, form fans, and then do a fan dance of greeting.
Fantastic. Great. Let's fire up this.
Fantastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's fire up that spell first. Are you overcharging?
I'm going to overcharge. So
Okay.
let's
It's gonna
see. Let
cost
me just take a
4
look here.
life then.
This is a power 2 spell.
Oh, power 2 spell. Yeah. So
Yep.
that's 4 and then double it to overcharge. Wait,
Okay, so it's
so
going to cost.
it's a power 2 spell, not a level 2.
Yes, it's a
Level
power
1
2 spell.
spell, a power 2 spell. So it costs 2 life and then double it to overcharge. So 4 life.
Okay, so it'll cost me 4 life.
Yep.
To cast the spell. I will gladly do that. And I don't think there's a roll for spells. I think they just happen.
Yep, they just happen. So I just roll damage.
So I'm targeting 3 of them. Do I want me to roll separately?
Yeah, sure, go for it. We got computer dice.
Let me just double check. That does 2d4 damage plus 1. So I'm going to roll, and it's going to be plus 1 damage for every level, charisma, aura, and thought point of the target.
Yep.
So the first one does a base of 6 plus that. Second, it does a base of 5 plus that. And the third does another 6.
Woo! So we determined that the like there's not really a visual effect, is there? It's just like kind of an
I think
blast,
there's
or is
yeah,
that
I think it would be cooler if there was a visual effect here.
okay?
So I think what happens is, so Phaedra casts the spell and then places his fingers on his own head, and like 3 beams shoot out of where his third eye would be. It's just like joo joo joo, like these multicolored prismatic rainbow colored sparkly beams shoot out and hit three of these bat lions.
Mm-hmm. And 2 of them drop right out of the sky. And the other one is super fucked up. There's not even a morale roll here. The remaining 2, just one of them kind of lazily drifts to the ground on the other side of the of the dome, and the other one just takes the fuck off. They're like, yeah, I can eat something easier later. There's some antelopes over there or something. Yeah, that will definitely take care of that.
Nice.
So you are alone at the dome.
I let's examine this dome thing.
Yeah.
Is there are there inscriptions? Is there a path up to it?
You can climb up to it. It's not roll worthy, but it's not smooth. It's a hill. It's like not a cliff, but it's a steep climb. And when you get up there, it is sparkling and smooth, featureless. There's no opening apparent there. If you give it a good clang, you can probably tell there might be something inside. Like it doesn't seem like a solid ball bearing 20 feet across.
Does this thing look magical in some sense?
I think you would be able to detect some faint aura of something. But not clear what. Yeah.
Got it.
Is it anything broken on it that
It is
magazine can
completely
detect?
unbroken. It is just
Unbroken.
it is like a smooth ball bearing 20 feet across.
Would my knowledge of wizardry be able to if I did study it and tried to set up auras and try to figure out what this thing is or what might be inside of it?
Give me a hard wizard test.
Hard wizard test.
Yeah.
So that would be with thought.
I think it's just going to be with your wizard stuff. I don't think there's going to be any skill applied here. I think this is purely going on your wizard knowledge.
Okay, so abilities don't matter, just straight wizard.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an expert at wizards, so that is what, a plus
6.
That's plus 6. Okay.
I'm looking for an 18.
Ooh, okay.
That'll do it. That will do
My
it.
dice have been on fire thus far.
Cool. Yeah. That will.
I mean, to be
That's a
fair, that
25.
I do have a -2 on that roll because
Oh,
of
so
my burdens, but
23.
that's still a 17. That's still a 17 plus 5. So
19 plus 5, or 17 plus 5. Yeah. So yeah. Um, that will do it. Examining this, the just like it's almost like lifting a fingerprint, this aura. And just by like feeling out the ridges of the ethereal presence here, you can, and then I think maybe you do take some time to meditate upon the problem. And maybe if you have some, well, you probably don't have those books. But I think it comes like into it like there's like, oh yeah, of course. Um, there is a key to it that you remember reading about something like this before. Um, I'm going to copy and paste the words. So, um, there is a spell you read about once, called prelapsarian metonymic poetry. Um, and judging by the feel of this, you get the impression that the expert application of that spell may cause it to open.
okay, so if I can find this spell and then apply this spell to it, I might be able to open this.
Yeah, you will likely be able to open it since you are an expert.
Got it. But I don't know the spell.
You do not know the
What you're
spell.
saying. Okay.
But everyone for hanging out here for enough time to check it out. Everyone gets 100 experience points just for doing the thing.
Touch the rock.
Touch the rock.
100 experience points. I'm going to make a note on. I'm going to make a note on the caravan under quests. That's going to be Chrome Dome. Use
but that is all there is to find here.
Is there anything that we can take from the lion bats, the bat lions?
I mean, they're kind of gross.
Meat.
I mean, you could take the meat. Since you're a wanderer, a traveler, I think you could probably get, a sack worth of meat out of. I think you find the third one dying on the other side of the of the dome. If you want to take that, I think out of the three of them, you can get a sack of meat.
Nice. Can that can that count for supply?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm going to count that as
supplies.
I'm going to count that as an extra sack of supplies.
Yeah, but
Nice.
that's one sack from all the lions.
Yeah.
Can I declaw them?
Sure, yeah, you can pull their claws out if you want. Yeah.
Because I know that there are protocols in certain areas of the grasslands where bat lion claws are used as symbols of respect.
Great. Yeah, grab them.
Cool.
Cool. Did you want to check out that quarry for an extra day? Or do you want to head out?
I would be interested in checking out the quarry for an extra day.
Yeah. We've got like 10 minutes left, so we will fast forward that a little bit. So the quarry is I rolled which direction it was. I didn't write it down. That quarry is a day from the thing to the northwest, so it's on the other side. So that's an extra day on your travel there. It is indeed, as advertised, an abandoned quarry of porcelain. There are. Can I just get someone to roll me a d20? Just tell me what you get.
I'll let someone else roll.
7.
7. There are some loud, so very visible, large toads that plop around in it. They are loud and messy and easily avoided. They probably won't mess with you if you don't mess with them, but they do seem a little surly. If you would like to, there is you can sort through the pottery here pretty easily and pick out pieces of sanguine porcelain. How many days would you like to spend doing that?
I guess my question is, how much is this stuff worth?
It's worth 200 a sack, normal base price.
Got it. So it's like it's like one person per day can get one sack. Is that how it works? Or
let's see, one person. Oh, so that's per sack. One person can get 1d6 times 10 cash per day per person. So between the bunch of you, it wouldn't be a full sack even, I think.
I was going to say, if we took like one day, how much would we find?
Between 40 and 240 cash worth.
Okay. I'm okay with taking a day to like collect some and put it on the cart and bring it to Porcelain Citadel and selling it there.
Is everyone down for that?
I'm down with that.
Cool. I'll add an extra day and I'll roll some dice. Boop, boop, boop.
Community mining day.
Community mining. Cool. You get almost a full sack. You know, we'll make it a full sack. So you'll get 200 worth.
Nice.
I think with the other guys helping out.
Does the pottery have any cultural signifiers on it? Is there any writing or pictures?
That is a fantastic question. Let me search and spell it right. The sanguine pottery is porcelain, mined from the deposits of older times, unknown still measured. So these are fragments from so there's long ago, which is a long time ago history, and then there was like some event happened that kind of like erased history, and so that's long ago. These are from around that time. It's unclear who made them or where they came from, and they are pretty busted up. Their primary value is in their use as a pigment after it's ground up. Properly treated, it may be able to regrow lost flesh in the right hands. And that's where its value comes from. So it basically looks like
vastly different uses.
Yeah, it's old trash that you grind up for dye and band-aids
or prosthetics.
Yeah. If there was any meeting, it has been lost since before people remember.
Right. So two things. One, Aderon is trying to explore various things in the past because partly because that he would be interested in it, but also Aderon doesn't know where Aderon's technology comes from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was born, nobody explained how all this worked. So Aderon's trying to piece things together. So Aderon will be taking notes about the pottery, but also you raise the possibility that this might be able to repair some of Aderon's damage.
Yeah.
So definitely Aderon will put a little bit of aside to see if they can find somebody who can tell them how to turn this into extra material for the body.
Cool. And I think we'll leave you in the quarry, and we'll take care of whatever happens next time. Awesome.
Awesome. Cool.
Better notes this time. Let's go ahead and do some stars and wishes. We'll just go left to right, the character keeper, starting with Mike.
Yeah, stars all around. This is like, man, this I just love UVG. It's just so freaking weird. And at the same time, there's so many opportunities for really interesting role play. I definitely want to give a big star to Nick for the scene with the satraps, trying to convince them to like let them take the walker for a ride. That was kind of awesome. Um, Teal, big star to you for just playing Aderon as being this weird guy that doesn't really know what's going on and is taking some things literally and is taking, is just taking leaps of faith for this and that and the other thing. And for the role play with the dwarf who was, trying to sell you junk and also had the weird broken time machine. That was just a really cool scene. I thought that was amazing. Um, Agatha, again, I want to call out to you God, I wished I'd written this down, but yeah, there was that. Um, but yeah, there was that scene where you were.
Venture
God,
Motif
what's
6.
that?
Venture Motif 6.
Thank you. Yes,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that scene was just fantastic. Really, that was just a really cool scene, and yeah, thanks for sharing that with us. And Mark, just thanks for bringing on the weird and giving us all these way cool opportunities to just you know interact with interesting stuff. This setting just feels like a toy box
Oh,
that you just full of interesting things you can pick up and play with.
awesome. Thank you. Any wishes for next time?
Um, just like I'm hoping for more of the same, and just seeing where this weird path leads us.
Awesome. More of the same. Easy. Great. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, definitely agree with those stars. There were so many good scenes. That was nice to see. Love getting to know these characters a little bit more. Um, yeah, star for this game. I think that I'm realizing there's like so many spaces in my life where like things need to be logical and reasonable. And there's like a moment when we're playing like 15 minutes into playing this game where my brain's like it's like doesn't need to make sense anymore. But it's like weird in a really specific way, and I love that. Yeah, just the whole tone of the game is great. And Mark, you do such a great job of kind of creating that world. Um, yeah. Yeah, my wish, I was telling Mark a little bit over the break, like my wish is to like know better how to interact with the landscape. I was like, Walker thing, I'm gonna go touch it. And then it was like, this is way out of your level. You just like touched a giant thing you can't mess with. So I think I want to better understand like how to play with the world because the world is so fun to play in. Yeah, maybe I'll read a little bit more
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, and I wish also just to like see more of these places and people, and the world is so cool. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Agatha.
I really liked that scene between, I think it was Magazine and uh, our accountant,
Ananas,
Ananas. Yes.
which I think is Spanish for bananas. Is that right?
Bananas.
Yeah.
No, it's pineapple, right?
Oh, pineapple. That's right. Yeah.
It's every other
Every
language's
other
word
language except for
for,
English.
yeah, pineapple. Yeah, I really liked that scene. It was philosophical. It was interesting. And it gave us more of Magazine as a character. So I
Yeah.
really like that. Um, and then I also um I also just like the way, Mike, that you help us focus us as the PCs, like in terms of helping us find a direction, or like just like you do that, and it's very helpful. I think it helps us not like meander too much. And I appreciate it. Um Yeah, even though you're not the actual accountant for for us, but no, yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I liked seeing your description also of the spell. That was very cool. I guess there's magic, and then I guess we see it for the first time, kind of, because it's so far it's been more like sci-fi fantasy stuff. So that was cool to see. I really like that. I agree with the stars for Aderon, where it's just interesting to see you Teal go in with a very strong concept and then kind of play it to its logical conclusion in every scene. So yeah, it's cool. I like seeing the journey that Aderon is going on, that you are intentionally putting Aderon on. And then of course, Mark, I love all of the characters that you bring. They're always so mellow, except when they're not, I guess. But I love the vibe. It just it it makes me feel like chill, even though things are very dangerous. But I'm like, yeah, man, yeah. When I played this game, and then thank you for giving me the opportunity to describe that dream where I just kind of just
Yeah,
said a bunch of words, and
yeah,
then
that
you
was
were
super
like,
cool.
yes, now there's an idea in my head, and I was like, scary. Love that. So yeah, big star to you for that.
Awesome. Any wishes?
This is my last session
Oh,
playing for this
awesome.
quarterly, so
Uh,
I wish for you all to have fun.
Cool. Thank you. And Teal.
Um, I mean, I'm just really enjoying everybody's characters and the setting, and just like give a giant star to the whole endeavor. There's so much to interact with, and between the ways the characters, like I was very impressed when Magazine killed the antelope. Because Apate is like bloodlust, getting ready to do the deed, and Magazine's like, "No, do it kindly," and Adoran's like, "Oh, huh." Um, but just all of the magic and all of stuff. There's a lot to bring into your mind and then try and figure out, okay, now how do I interact with that? Or how does that change how my character either understands the world, or what, what can I do or not do? Um, I do have questions about, like, I'm in a situation where I try to be careful not to overreach because of the plasticity of my character.
Mhm.
At the same time, I'm also mostly just somebody who talks at things and waves stuff around, so I'm not exactly dangerous. But if there's any feedback, I guess this gets into the wishes sort of territory, but if there's any feedback for me on either where you might like have thoughts about my character, or and this is to everybody,
Mhm.
or also just let me know if I'm pushing the boundaries too far. So,
Yeah, I mean, to address that right off, nope, you're good. There, there's interesting, like the mechanics of the game. Like you can kind of color what you're doing however you want. Your skills and your stats are your skills, and your stats and your equipment, and the
mhm.
relative status to things in the fiction is not going to change whether you're just like a regular human, or a talking tiger, or a weird flesh guy, or a robot, or whatever. So that's totally cool. I love like star for like all the fucked up shit you do with Aderon. I love it. Also, like also like rules as written in one of the books. I remember it's like going through the different like races or backgrounds or whatever, and like going through monsters. Like, oh, like what happens if you play uh what if you play a porcelain prince as a PC? What if you play a walking mech as a PC. And one of the answers is like, what if you wanted to play a vome as a PC? Well,
Right.
vomes are intended to be, psychotic things. No, fuck that. You can play a vome if you want to. Like it says that in the book. Like it
Yeah.
literally, like we'll figure it out. It's cool. So yeah, you're totally good.
Okay.
Um, yeah, the other the other thing I was been thinking about is like how, and brought up by like stuff that Nick was talking about during the break, like how figuring out how your characters relate to the world is an interesting problem, both as people new to the game and or setting. But I think primarily because like everyone is so cool and specific and has their own tiny little sliver of the world. Like Phaedron's just a suit from Emerald City or whatever. Edron's a meat baby. Magazine's a bumpkin from the scrapyard. And like the world is so huge and completely unknowable and weird and just complicated in ways that we don't even understand at all. And so it's really a cool parallel to see like people with these very limited experiences and viewpoints run into this wild, obscenely psychedelic thing, and not them not knowing how to deal with it reflects our not knowing how to deal with it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so and I understand like coming from more narrative games, um it's a different style from saying like, oh, I want to do this thing, let's roll to see if whatever happens. There are like definite blorbos here. Like, oh, I'm talking to this stormtrooper next to the AT-AT that's kind of broken and asking, like, a random person comes up and asks if I can fuck with it. They're like, no, you can't. Like, there's no role that's going to make you do that. But you can definitely try, and it's super fun to like have that conversation. And maybe you come back later with some parts and be like, it's my fucking walker now, dog. So there's definitely like longer term goals you can set up for yourself. That's fun. Really enjoyed everyone's characters again, as usual. Bummed that Apate's not going to come back this round, but time is long, so who knows. Yeah, I think everyone kind of hit all the specific things. The monkey scene was really fun to do. I love the little medical slash therapy session with Venture Motif was great. Aderon just being Aderon with everyone. Like, you want to wrestle? What do you mean? Super fun. Yeah, so yeah, same wish. Just keep on trucking and see what happens. Awesome. Anything else before I shut down the recording? Awesome. Thanks to anyone watching. We'll see you next time.